Grogu asked Obi-Wan's Force Ghost how come he couldn't remember R2-D2 and C-3PO despite spending 4 years with them during the Clone Wars. He said he didn't say he didn't remember them, he just didn't remember owning them. But I'll never forget owning you over your stupid gotcha question. Grogu said he noticed that Han Solo was limping a little bit. He asked him if anything was wrong. He said, "Don't worry about it, kid. It's just an old war injury." Grogu asked him if he was shot by a stormtrooper. Han said no, it's just a little freezer burn. Grogu said that Han Solo read the novel Dune and decided that the Butlerian Jihad was a good idea, so he bought a briefcase full of spice from the Pike so he could throw away his nav computer and turn Chewbacca into a guild navigator. Princess Leia said, "You dumb nerf herder, the spice they mine on Kessel is completely different from the spice they mine on Arrakis. It's the same nickname for two totally different substances. All that spice is going to do to Chewbacca is make him high as a kite." Han Solo said, "It must be working. He predicted you would say that." Grogu said Boss took on a contract to kill the Pirate King Gorian Shard, who was seen at Mos Eisley. Shard was using a droid called DP-UT as a bodyguard. The droid bribed the Mos Eisley coroner to give him a dead body that looked like Shard to use as a decoy. Bosk was fooled and he blasted away at the decoy while Shard escaped. When Bosk returned, he reported, "I shot the spare stiff, but I didn't shoot the DPUT." Grogu said that Peli Motto decided to marry Migs Mayfield, and she asked Princess Leia if she would be her maid of honor. Princess Leia just wasn't sure. She hardly knew Peli Motto, and after all, she is a princess. Han Solo told her to not be too full of herself. Even though her real mom was a queen, her real dad was once a junkyard slave. She said true, but it was the best junkyard on Tatooine. Grogu said he is reading a new book. It is about a noble woman who moves to Hoth and is always cold and drinks too much. It's called Lady Chatterteeth's Liver. Grogu said he and Mando were walking through Mos Espa and they came to a fork in the road and weren't sure which way to go. To the left was a crowd of tenants protesting Boba Fett, whose syndicate had recently taken over the majority of apartments and just raised everyone's rent for the next year. And to the right was a bad accident involving a bantha and a land speeder. They ended up taking the path of least resistance. Grogu said that Princess Leia commissioned a new Metropolitan Opera at Coruscant. Lando Calrissian was in charge of the construction of the Met, but the project was so big that he needed help running all of the crews. He told Leia that he's going to need some metformin. She said, "Just lay off the sugar." I asked Grogu if he was learning anything at the Jedi Academy lately. He said he learned sharing is caring. I told him, what a nice thought. Sharing is caring. He said, no, Sharon is the new instructor who got all upset when she found water spots on the silverware and went full Karen on the poor dishwasher. Grogu was talking to ObiWan Kenobi's Force Ghost about the Clone Wars. He remembered the time he was battling General Grievous and almost had him. Just then a TIE fighter swooped down and Grievous grabbed onto it and was carried away to safety. Grievous shouted, "The tie is high, but I'm holding on. I'm going to beat you, Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan." I was telling Grogu how the death of Padme Amidala was similar to the tragedy of Anna Karenina. He said he didn't know who that was. I said, haven't you ever heard of Tolstoy? He says, sure, it's that movie with Buzz and Woody. Grogu wanted to know why I haven't reviewed a turtle on my channel yet. I told him that a Seiko diver is a little bit above my budget and I would only review one if I bought it for my personal collection. He replied, who said anything about Seiko? I just wanted to know if the soup is any good.